Alrighty, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Coach's Corner. This is sports editor Ben Barkley, and I'm sitting here with varsity softball head coach, Coach Williamson. Coach, how are you doing today?
Great. How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing quite well.
Good.
Alright, so to start things off, we'll jump in a little bit in the last season.
Alright.
You guys have a pretty good record. You finished undefeated in the region, but then you guys lose to Whitewater in the region tournament. And then you guys go into state, you lose to Locust Grove second round. Talk to me about last season for a little bit.
We had a great season. We had 4 seniors, probably all four-year starters, just great leaders. Hard to replace that, but we played well all year. The biggest letdown, I think, for all of us was the Whitewater Region Championship. Things just didn't go our way that day. It is what it is. So we moved on. We still tried to battle. We lost 3-2 and 2-0 to Locust Grove. 2-time state champions. And I feel like we were possibly a top 3 or 4 team if we don't get that matchup. But losing to Whitewater put us in a bracket where we had to see them early in the year, and that's part of the way it works out.
So now, going into the beginning of the season, I know the first weekend after school you guys went down to Carrollton, participated in a tournament there, finished 4-1 at that tournament.
Right.
Talk to me about that tournament.
Played well. Friday we played well. Saturday we played well for the first 2 games. Ran up against a good Northwest Whitfield team, and I think by that time we didn't have a lot of gas in the tank. 5 games in 2 days, super hot out there. Some of the teams came in, just played 2 games. Not taking anything away from them. They, like I said, they're a very strong team, but we were a little flat that game, and wish we had the opportunity to play them again later in the year. But it is what it is. They beat us pretty good that day.
So now, with that tournament, the stiff competition there, how does that really prepare you for the tough region competition?
I mean, it's good. It's good to see the strong teams. We just feel like a regular season is to get us prepared for the playoffs. So we like seeing the strong teams. That's why we picked up Jones County 2 games this year. We picked up East Coweta, a regular season game. Hampton's got a very strong pitcher. So Harris County we play later in the year. We feel like we've really beefed up our schedule, and to hopefully get us prepared for the state playoffs. Obviously the region playoffs first, but then hopefully the state playoffs.
So now going into some players, I want to talk about one in particular, Lily Backus. Huge pitcher, heck of a lot of strikeouts already. How does she impact the team?
She's solid. She's pitched great, for us so far this year. Really improved. Got a nice rise ball this year that she added to her pitches. And last year, I think she threw it, but I don't think it was as effective. So that's kind of stepped her up to another level where I think she can have a real nice year.
So besides Lily, what other players do you really have your eye on this season to step up?
Lauren Flanders in the leadoff spot. I think before yesterday she's batting close to 700. She's always going to be on base. Lots of stolen bases. She sets the table for the 3-4 hole hitters. Sydney Blair in the 2 hole has started off nice this year. Got a lot of speed. And then Lester and Backus in the 3-4. Andrews normally batting 5. She started off the year pretty well. Also pitching well. She's had a couple of tough losses against some strong opponents, but she had a very good game yesterday against Jones. So we need a couple people step up lower in the lineup, and yesterday that happened against Jones. We had Reagan Turner got on, Alex Lombardo, Ashley Sykes had some nice little hits to get runs in, and we need all 9 batters in the lineup contributing. And if we get that, we got a chance of being a decent little ball team. So talking about your pitching rotation, you got Backus, you got Paige Andrews, and you got a nice little gem in Sarah Latham. Yes.
Talk to me about that rotation.
It's working. I think it'll be a good little rotation. Sarah, we had to ask her to drop down and play with the JV yesterday due to just shortage of numbers, and she pitched against Jones County, which is a strong JV program. Actually pitched real well. Defense kind of didn't play real well behind her, but she looked well out there. So it's going to be nice having 3 where you can go to different ones at different times. So looking forward to that.
So now going into the night, you guys have a huge matchup tonight against Whitewater. Another big region match. Could determine even first seed in region for right now.
Right.
What are you expecting out of that game?
You know, it'll be the same as last year. We'll probably go back and forth. You know, they may get up, we may get up. It may go back and forth as far as who's leading, and you know, they're a strong program. They've got a lot of speed like we do. You got to keep their leadoff batter off base. I think that was the key last year. Regular season, we kept her off base almost all year. Playoffs seemed like she was on base every time.
So with that Whitewater game, how much would it really mean to get a win early in the season to really set the tone for?
You know, it's good for confidence. It makes the girls feel good. You know, it's a big, obviously, rivalry with them and McIntosh being our top two rivals, I guess. But you know, we can't put too much into it, because as we saw last year, you know, even winning the two regular season, the way we do it, it comes down to the tournament at the end of the year. So confidence-wise, it would be nice, but in the big picture, it's going to come to October and how we're playing then. So we just need to keep everybody healthy and make sure we're winning in October.
So besides the obvious Whitewater and McIntosh in the region, what other region opponents do you really have your eye on early in the season, like we have to beat these guys?
You know, we just can't let up. The region is really three strong with us, Whitewater, and McIntosh. Griffin's down a little bit. You know, Fayette's trying to improve. They got a new coach over there. They have a JV program for the first time in a long time. But we should be, the three of us should be the top three. You know, I don't think anybody will have any slip-ups and lose to any of the other teams. So, yeah, I think it's a three-school race for the region. So.
All right, well, thank you, Coach, for
Thank
your
you,
time.
man. All right.
All right, so tonight, huge region matchup for these Lady Panthers against Whitewater over at Whitewater. Make sure you guys come out and support your Panthers there. They'd really appreciate it. And from Coach Williamson and the amazing Becca Algazi behind the camera, I'm Ben Barkley. See you guys next time. Go Panthers.